Hey everybody, I am here at Aldi at the grocery store, and I wanted to talk to you today about carbs, specifically about breads. When you are choosing your carbs or your breads, it's important to look for breads that are full of fiber, and you want them to also be low in sugars. So I'm just going to look at a couple of different types of breads for options and show you some of the things that you can focus on. Down in the comments, I will leave a list of the things that are most important to look for on the labels when you're reading labels for bread. So we are going to start off with just some plain wheat bread versus white bread. So here we have the white bread, and if we look at the nutrition, we are seeing that the serving size is easy, one slice. Calories are 70, which is definitely manageable. You want to look at the fiber versus carbs. So here it says our fiber is less than 1 gram and our carbs are 13. What you want to do is take your fiber, multiply it by 10, and that should be more than the carbohydrates. So let's just say this was 1, then this would be 10 versus 13. So this here already is ruled out because it's not a fiber-filled carb. Also, I want to look at fiber versus sugars, and we want them to either be the same or sugars being less. So this is less than 1 gram of fiber and 1 gram of sugar. So this bread does not fill our fiber-filled carb rules. Up here, if we look at the plain wheat bread, we're going to see the same things. Calories at 70, our carbohydrates are 14, and our fiber is 0. This one also does not meet the criteria. Here we have 100% whole wheat versus a honey wheat brand. And if we flip it over and look at our nutrition, again, serving size 1 slice, calories are 60. If we look at our fiber, it says 2 grams of fiber versus 11 grams of carbohydrates. So if we multiply the fiber by 2, that gives us 20, which is more than the carbohydrates. So far this one is doing good. Then you look at the fiber versus sugars. We have 2 fibers and only 1 sugar. We always want our fiber to be equal to or more than the sugars. This bread meets all of our criteria. Honey wheat has 70 calories. The carbohydrates are 13, but there is our fiber issue again. It's less than 1 gram of fiber, and the sugars are 2. So this one does not meet our criteria when we're looking for a fiber-filled carb. So now I'm going to show you 3 different wrap options. We have a flat bread, we have a tomato wrap, and a spinach wrap. The first thing we'll look at is their tomato, and we're going to start at the calories. Already it's not meeting the criteria because our calories should be 150 or less. If we look down here, our fiber is at 3 and our carbohydrates are at 35. So that also doesn't meet our criteria. 3 times 10 is 30, which is less than 35. If we look at the spinach wrap, again, we're at 200 calories, so over what we need there. Our fiber in this one is only 2 grams versus the 34 carbs. So this one also would not qualify as a fiber-filled carbohydrate. If we check out this flatbread option, our calories are at 90. Our fiber is 10 versus 22 carbohydrates. So that would be, if we multiply that by 10, that's 100 versus 22. So we definitely have a winner here. And it has no sugars. So when we compare our fiber to our sugar, it is also a winner. So try to find a flatbread option versus a wrap option if you're looking for a fiber-filled carb. This is one of my favorite breads, and I just wanted to compare or point out the fact that sometimes you do also have to look at the size of the loaf to compare the what's on the nutrition label. So here's one that is 20.5 ounces. This one is 27 ounces. So this one, the slices are cut a little bigger than in this one. And if we look through our nutrition facts on the back, we see that 1 slice is 70 calories. Our carbohydrates are at 14, fiber is 3, so multiply the fiber by 10, which is 30, and 14 grams, so that meets our fiber-filled carb. Our sugar and our fibers are equal, We want to try to have them equal or the sugars be less, and we do get a little bit of protein in that one. When we look at the larger loaf, the nutrition facts, here are calories that are 110, which is still below our 150 requirement for a fiber-filled carb. Our fiber is at 5, multiply that by 10, gives you 50, which is still more than the 22 grams of carbohydrates. And our sugars are a little less, so 5 fibers, 4 sugars, which is perfect, and 5 grams of protein. So these are the same, virtually the same breads, just one is cut a little bit bigger. Also, an excellent choice. And the last option I wanted to go over and show you are these skinny breads, skinny sandwiches. We have multigrain and whole grain. And let's just flip them over and let's read our label, see what it has. Serving size is 1 roll, so that means the 2 slices together. Calories 100, that meets our criteria. Carbohydrates are at 23 and fibers are 5. So if we take 5 grams of fiber, multiply it by 10, that's 50. Definitely more than our 23 carbohydrates. Comparing the fiber to the sugar, our fiber should be more or equal to the sugar, so we win on this one too. Having 4 grams of protein is just a little extra. Definitely a win on that skinny bread. The whole wheat skinny bread, also at 100 calories for the 2 slices. Our fiber is 5, so times that by 10, that gives us 50, which is definitely more than the 22. This one has a little bit more sugar than the multigrain one did, but it's still less than the fiber. And this one has a little extra protein, so 5 grams of protein. Either one of these would be an excellent option as a fiber-filled carb, either the multigrain or the whole wheat skinny sandwich breads.